This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com.
The Kingdom of East Anglia saw the birth of their greatest son, an Anglo-Saxon warrior destined to be a champion for the ages and a national treasure for all time.
Hello everybody, welcome to War and Pieces. Today we are going to be taking a look at something I got in the mail that completely, absolutely blew me away. And that is, first of all, I'm going to butcher it to no end, but I think you're going to want to check this out. It's Zona Alpha. Alphea? Okay. But this is really, really a great book. It's about salvage and survival in an excursion zone. And, well, let's just go down the table, take a look at the book, and I'll explain a lot more down there. So here we have the book. I want to run through a little bit of it. This is a very interesting system. It runs off of D10, which is perfect. The introduction basically is telling you what the author, had behind this. And what this is really about is, if any of you have ever played the video game Metro 2033, which is set in a fictional Russian future, this is where the inspiration of this came from. Now, you're going to play with anywhere from 4 to 12 models in your group, depending on your cost and everything like that. And one of the neat things about this is, I believe it's over here, that they actually talk about where you can get the miniatures, because the most important part about it is what your miniature has is what you get. So if you're going to want to purchase miniatures that are going to actually fit that, and there's a couple of places that you can get that, and I'll point those out at some point. As you can see, it's D10, D6 is to set up the zones. There's, the combat's pretty basic. You're going to have modifiers, and then rolling the number or lower will help you, and it depends on, of course, your weapon skill and all that other stuff. Not weapon skill, but combat ability. You're going to roll off your combat ability and any modifiers depending on cover, armor, and so forth and so on. And then, of course, there's an armor save. You're going to have deflected hits and things like that are not going to do any damage to you. But very interesting how this goes. Getting the miniatures you can find at Lead Adventures. They have a site that will give you some excellent options, but also anything that you have, because there's like packs of dogs and mutants and things like that. Any models that you have. But if you wanted to buy all fresh models for this, Lead Adventures has exactly what you need. Again, you have model stats, which is movement, combat ability, which we just talked about, armor, which is we just talked about, and will. Will is more or less your morale. The essentials that you're going to need. You don't need a huge area. You can have a 4x4 area, a 3x3 area, or a 4x6 area. So depending on how you want to play this and do this, and how many people you want to play with, there you go. You're off and running. The core mechanics, you're going to be able to get combat experience. You're going to run with a different pack of guys, rookies, hardened, and veteran. There's a bunch of different tasks, which we're not going to go into. I don't want to give away the whole game. But just to show you some of the stuff, I mean, of course, Osprey Games gives you some of the most beautiful, beautiful, beautiful examples. And, that post-apocalypse type of thing, combat and wounds, of course. You're going to have a certain amount of actions that you're going to be using. And the art in here is like ridiculous. So, it gets you all jacked up like I am right now to just get this to the table and get some things painted and just go at it, because Yeah, that's what we like. You're going to have different types of armor that you can put on your guy, but again, it really comes down to what models you purchase. If you purchase a guys with body armor, well, guess what? You can have those guys, and you may want to have, you know, some guys with some advancements on it, because as you add things to your guy, you're going to want that on your miniature. So you would swap out miniatures, which is really pretty cool when you think about it. This really is just something spectacular. Again, Osprey Games picks out some of the best games that you will ever play, and pretty much all of this just gives you everything you need. Different types of missions, linked missions together. There's mutants, dogs, all kinds of horrible things, vermin, zombies. You can have ghouls, bandits, large mutants. Everything that you possibly want to really cause you nothing but bedlam here, and all the charts are in here, and this book is just put together absolutely excellently. Here you're going to have how much it's going to cost to hire certain people. I believe these are zone scripts. Everything is run off a zone script, and how much it costs. Like I said, linked missions and end golds, and how many ruble that you're going to be able to spend, and so forth and so on, and different types. They have an actually introductory missions that you can run, and then some full-on missions, and then of course a crew roster on the very back page here. And look at all the stuff that they have, from Reality's Edge, Last Days by Ash Barker, which is another fantastic game, Ragnarok, which we've talked about numerous times. Osprey Games brings you the very best. They give you the power to build whatever you want, and giving you these fantastic rules. Patrick, you did a fantastic job here. Let's send it up top and get my final thoughts. Man, this is glorious. Okay, I like how the author Patrick basically tells you, listen, what your miniature is wearing is what he has. So it kind of makes it a little hard for some people, because now you have to have miniatures with certain things on them, but it also brings that feel to it, that, okay, I know that guy has a rocket launcher because he's carrying a rocket launcher. You're not adding all this material to this guy and beefing him up. You have to have the miniature to do that. And I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed how this whole system works. Really, it's nothing complicated, but it just is fun. The book is fantastic. Osprey Publishing, you know, they pick out some of the best stuff and they put it out there. And I'm telling you right now, between Gaslands, Frostgrave, and all the other stuff they do, they are making an impact. And I'm telling you right now, this is a fantastic system. You're going to want to check this. It's coming out in January. And I'm going to actually order some of these figures. And I you know something? I have the old Vor stuff, and I believe I can use some of that for this, which would be really, really cool. So hopefully sometime in January we'll do a nice playthrough of it and show you how this fantastic little system works. Till next time, it's your old pal Rob. We'll see you soon.